try to get other guys going early, especially KJ. Seemed like Caleb for those first 5-8 games was really making a concerted effort to pass up. But we all knew, I mean, that whole line about him not forgetting how to play basketball. I mean, you know what Caleb can do. I think now that the team's kind of settled into their roles a little bit more and they're more comfortable running that stuff, I think you're going to see Caleb do what he did today, which is not jack up a 25-footer first time he touches it, but just get that team going, Kelvin. That step in, that pump fake, step inside, because that matchup zone, that's where the gaps were just inside the three-point line. So Caleb seems really comfortable in the last few games and not just letting other guys do their thing and jacking up a shot late in the shot clock, which is a lot of the first 10 games.
And I'm going to add to that, whatever that has been said to the point guard position, I think also has something to do with that.
Yeah.
I don't know what has been said. I know some playing time has been awarded to Conrad Martinez. He's getting a lot more opportunities out on the floor. But majority of Caleb minutes have been with Bradley, and I feel like they're playing better together because Bradley isn't necessarily looking for his shot as much. He was right at the rim, and he could have made a layup, and he dropped that smooth pass off to that was the big man right there.
Yeah.
Haven't I been calling for that? That's what you do when you're the point. Of course you can score. Of course, I mean, especially when you're not trusting guys and you barely know them. Okay, I need to get going. I need to make some buckets. I need to turn myself into a threat. So the defense, going to be scouting me, is going to open up opportunities. Now it's time. You got it. You scoring didn't necessarily lead to wins.
Yeah.
Right? So if it don't lead to wins, is that what it's about? No, it's about winning. So what do I need to do? And I think him playing more like a true point guard, Martinez coming in playing, he is a true point guard. I think that has been also, helping the guys out. Now we'll see December 30th when the real lights come on. But I think this goes a long way because I actually was impressed today more than the last game.
Yeah.
I actually was. I was surprised. I was expecting a little bit of a letdown, DK.
Yep.
I couldn't believe that they locked these guys up like that. They was only able to attempt 16 threes. And I thought that was because of the defensive intensity of the Wildcats. So I was surprised. I was expecting a little, I got these flights. They got all this NIL money.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they got flights going to Cancun for a couple of days, then back home for a couple of days. They got enough money to do
It's
this
different
stuff
now, huh, Kelvin? It's a little different.
They got some money, man.
We ain't going home anymore. We going to Cancun.
I mean,
for
they got
Christmas?
enough money to go to Cancun for a couple days.
Okay.
What's that? And go down there and then run back, home for a couple days. They got that now, So yeah, but it's cool to do that coming off some wins because things were pretty tough and Caleb wasn't playing well. So for them to get a break and get to go home Christmas and see the family, right, and then have to come back and be ready to play a real one.
And real quick, as far as Jaden obviously, as you said, was looking for calling his own number a little bit earlier in the season, looking to set other guys up. But let's not bury the lead in that the offense, guys, works best when there are 7 dudes with 3 or more assists. 7 guys, Kelvin, had at least 3 assists in this game. I mean, that's what that Tommy Lloyd offense should look like. You shouldn't see one guy with 10 or 12 assists. You should see a whole bunch of guys looking for each other. Carter Bryant, 5 assists off the bench. I mean, everybody within that team was looking for cutters, looking for guys who occupied space for the shooter, catch and shoot. It was really, really nice to see this game and the last game, just them making a concerted effort to look for each other and be, have that joy to find your teammate in an open shot and get those guys going because everybody was looking for each other.
I will say this one thing, DK and J-Dub. I do like that, but they're going to have to be a little bit more careful against better teams because I didn't really get a good fight out of these guys.
Iowa State's coming.
They didn't play in the passing lanes. They dropped back into 2-3 a lot. They kind of allowed us to pass the ball around. Like I know, that's not what's going to happen when we get into the Big 12. So a lot of guys were comfortable. So they made a lot of comfortable passes. They made some extra passes today. And that's good for confidence. You know that. But when it's time, when the real lights come on, them guys is up in you fouling you, right? Because you know that's what they're going to be doing in this conference. They're going to be up in you fouling. We have to be strong then. And maybe, you make those extra passes, but they passed up some shots that could be turnovers, J-Dub.
Yeah.
playing against better competition.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on who you're playing. I think some of those passes, right, well, especially in this last game, not so much this Central Michigan game, but the last game, those kick-aheads, those 70-foot kick-aheads, Kelvin, are not going to be there against better athletes. And as you said, it's going to be, hey, that's a really pretty style of basketball you guys are playing. Let's come over here because we're about to get in the mud and we're going to muck this up and make it real dirty. And how do you play in a game like that?
Houston.
That's the real question.
Yeah.
Houston, there you go. All right, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. We'll take your calls starting next. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the post-game show. U of A wins big, 94-41 over Central Michigan, along with Calvin Efon and J.W. Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Dave & Buster's Tucson, Desert Diamond Casinos, Dorado Rock, First Chiropractic, Goodfellas AC, Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Post and Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, the Window Depot, and by Meridian Wealth Management.